Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Maybe hang on the couch for a minute. How you been? What's up? How's it living? I wanna know, man.
Can I kick it?
Big thoughts, little talk, kicking it. What it was, what it is, where it's headed.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 26 of Can I Kick It? Your host Alex, per usual, Alexander the Mediocre, sitting here with Hunter Mcintosh. Hunter, to keep a good story short, we met in a group chat for local filmmakers, essentially, right? And I'm brand new to the whole filmmaking process, but I'm finding myself to really be drawn to it. But working with you has felt really natural and sincere, and I watched the pilot of his episode, Are We Dead Yet? Episode 1. And why don't you just go ahead and tell us a little bit about that project, because I'm really excited about it. No bullshit. I know that sounds fake, but
it's basically about these two egotistically centered stoners.
Yeah.
You know, slackers.
Kind of like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And just, you should definitely be much further in life than we are.
Yeah.
But we're just kind of slumming it, you know, and we only keep people around who benefit us.
Right.
And, you know, so
his girlfriend leaves Ronnie in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
She's
got better shit to do.
Which is the turning point.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I'd be remiss if I didn't drop the tagline zombies, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a new spin on an old angle that I think is really exciting, and
yeah.
it really reaches out to my demographic, like me and my friends, a bunch of old stoners that are just kind of scraping together. But
most definitely.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing this, Hunter?
This version of the show?
No, making films. Sorry, I should be more specific.
Since I got my first little camcorder, you know, I used to go grab my mom's camcorder too and just, you know, film whatever I can, you know, with my friends or by myself.
I did too, man. I remember making this Godzilla film with my brother.
Oh yeah.
And we had made like a Godzilla mask out of a paper plate and stacked up a bunch of encyclopedias, and Mom and Dad had the old VHS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have hung on to it a little tighter, but man, so what were some types of films you were into when you were young? What gave you the
comedies,
bug?
Horrors.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll tell you what. Some movies that have definitely inspired me is pretty much anything Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Has
Blazing
done.
Saddles. Yeah.
Blazing Saddles. Young Frankenstein is one of my favorites, dude. Ghostbusters is also a huge inspiration for me too. The original.
Those movies have a vibe, you know, and that's something I shoot. Like, for example,
they capture the essence, dude.
Wes Anderson's real good at creating this theme. You know, I don't know how else to explain it.
Absolutely.
Would you say that you've shot for a specific aesthetic, or you're too new to it, or do you have?
We wanted it to look like, you know, those shows like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
right,
or The Office, you know, where it's got, you know, it's a comedy and it's bright, you know, but there can also be those very kind of dark.
There's kind of a dark undercurrent kind of hanging along,
yeah.
And it's so philosophically, it's sort of a laugh in the face of death. Yeah, which is super cool. Yeah, I've spent a lot of years being afraid of death, and as you come into call it middle age, it helps to watch stuff like that, and it sort of reinforces your constitution. You know, like, I don't know, I've faced a lot of my friends dying stuff, so this movie kind of gives a laugh to, you know, fighting and surviving.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing too about taking zombies and trying to do something new, because everything zombies been done before.
Yeah.
You know, so we wanted to try to make it new and original.
It's almost a blank canvas, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we just kind of it's not so much, it's not about the zombies and surviving the zombies so much as it is about these two idiots, these two slackers that ruin everybody else's lives.
Like we were talking about earlier, like on Seinfeld, what makes it so funny is it's sort of situational, and they're all they're ignorantly selfish, like to the point where everyone else is just their plaything, sort of.
Oh, exactly. If they don't benefit them in some sort of way, they're.
What do you think makes that funny? You know, it does. It certainly does.
I think it's real.
Yeah.
There's
It flirts with the dark side of humans.
Oh yeah, I know so many people like that for sure.
Just oblivious to everybody else as they're wandering through life like a zombie. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think there's a subconscious psychological reason that people are drawn to zombie films and horror? Because I don't like horror films very much. It has to have a really cool angle for me to dive in. What do you think it is about zombies that you think it's because our society's close to annihilation or something to that effect?
I know for me, it's the idea of being able to restart and go back.
Yes. Okay.
You're
right.
There's no social media. There's no.
Everything's blank slate.
Everybody has to survive together.
And it comes down to your brain.
Yeah, you don't have time for prejudice. You don't have time for TV. You don't have time for Facebook. No,
wow.
It's all down to the basics. It's like even though you'll be fighting for your lives, it's about being together.
Yeah. I guess when you're up against the wall like that, between a bullet and a concrete wall, things become more apparent. You know, the importance of things.
Definitely.
Do you have any plans for an apocalyptic turn of events?
Oh yeah, I'm going to Devin's house.
Yo, Devin's.
He's got everything we need, you know.
He's a prepper.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I wouldn't say that so much, but he's definitely he's a survivalist. He'll get you there.
I am too, actually. Yeah. I'm super big. I have water purification tablets. I have plans mapped out. I have actual maps with X's on them for.
I've only just now started learning that.
Water sources and
camping and going out.
Well, I mean, now more than ever.
Off the land.
Yeah.
You know.
There's something beautiful about connecting with nature in that primal state where your life's on the line.
Feeling dirt between your toes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're missing that as humans, I think. Totally. Yeah. But it's just so hard. It's like the apple in the Bible, you know? Like once you take a bite, you can't go back. We know what air conditioning is now. We know what... I think that's sort of like what appeals to people about the zombie stuff is that
it's a reset.
Back to nature and you have no choice about it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I think we kind of miss the competitiveness of like hunting for food.
Yeah, I could see that. Definitely some people miss the hunt.
More than others, yeah.
Some people are perfectly fine eating or growing plants, you know.
Yeah.
Vegetarians, vegans.
I love doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of meat.
Fresh veggies are the best.
I mean, I'll eat anything, really. Like, my garden's doing really well.
Don't eat me first.
I think, like, we'll go off on a crazy tangent here and talk about, like, what's the ideal world you see post-zombie apocalypse? Like, what would the survivors be working towards? Sort of a Fallout 4 scenario, you know? What's the end game?
I think the end game and what everybody should be working for in that case scenario would be togetherness. You know?
Yeah, unity.
Yeah, unity. Yeah. Right, exactly. You know,
with a sense of humor.
You got to keep a sense of humor, or else you're dead already.
Yeah.
Right?
Are we dead yet? Yeah.
Are we dead yet? Nice plug-in.
So you and Devin wrote this thing, and then brought in an actor that plays Ronnie named
Jacob Steneker.
Yeah, sorry, that's a hard one.
He's great. You know, I seen what he was doing with his movie Cold Cross, which is going to be in theaters. It looked really great, and I knew I wanted him involved in some type of way. And it turns out he was perfect for the main character.
Now, for people who might be interested in making films, younger people who are watching the podcast, or hell, even somebody my age who's always wanted to, how do you get involved in that world? How do you meet other filmmakers? Or it's pretty easy, right?
It's well, yeah, it can be
in a way. Yeah, in a way. I mean, meeting people at least.
You have to. Yeah. That's the thing, man. Is finding that group of people that do the same thing as you do, and then meeting their people, and then their people, and then branching out. It's, you know, connections.
Beautiful networking event.
Yeah, networking. You know? Yeah, it's great.
And in the process, you make built-in friends. You know, I mean, we've become friends. Me and Chris have been working on
a film family, really.
Yeah, it's almost like it reminds me of the Shakespeare days where they had troops. You know, I think if there was an apocalypse, people would there'd be a band of entertainers. You know, there'd be a troupe of jesters, or like
going camp to camp.
You know, maybe not doing Shakespeare because it's sort of outdated, but like, can you imagine the troupe coming through and doing a rendition of Seinfeld because they found it on VHS, so they acted out for the crowd, or like you know, we're talking in the
Yeah.
future here where everything's post-apocalyptic.
That scene from, I don't know if you've seen Tropic Thunder,
Yes.
but that scene where they make him act out that one movie he did.
Yeah.
His work movie.
Simple Jack.
Yeah, they make him act out that. It's pretty much the same thing.
So scenario.
Yeah.
We're in post-apocalyptic wasteland where we have horses that are pulling a carriage where everyone lives like a hippie bus. It's like a Renaissance hippie bus. What play are you putting on? It can be anything. Original.
And I have that many people.
Yeah, you have everything at your disposal, and everybody's
not do what's going on?
suspending their disbelief because people are starting to read books again.
Right.
You
Well,
know?
Yeah, I mean that's a prime example. You could do something that you're reading, a book.
Yeah.
Or my go-to is, because I like to draw from personal experiences, I'd probably do what's happening right then.
Stop porn?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, just whatever's happening right then and there, I think.
Just like re-encapsulating an actual scene. There's a lot of value to that, I think.
Like a true story.
Yeah. So I think humans have lost that storytelling element. It used to be an essential part of a kid growing up, you know?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, they almost learn vicarious lessons through stories, and it almost, like, this is one of those examples where exaggeration is not only appreciated, but it allows for the expansion of the imagination, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just like people are really hating on, what Fast and Furious has become,
I'm not.
It's just bigger, and it's opened up the imagination more.
Dude,
It's much more broad.
Yeah,
isn't it?
with the airplanes and the cars coming out of the airplanes, I was like, I'm not
Jumping off
sure.
cliffs.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure.
Swinging.
But then I was like, you know what, dude? Fuck it. I'm throwing in the towel on
I'm all in.
my skepticism.
All
Yeah.
in.
I think,
Why
how
not?
much longer we got left, Chris? Wrap it up? Okay, guys, we're going to go for a break, and we'll be right back with Hunter.
Most middle-aged men go out and buy themselves a sports car. But these guys, against all odds, take up arms in a city full of corruption. You will laugh until you hurt as this bumbling quartet of superheroes get themselves caught up in a web of drugs, crime, and all-around hysteria.
I'm not the bad guy here.
Oh, and Jack, the next time you want to challenge me, I'll have you buried with your mother.
We're not superheroes, Nash. We're a lawyer and a mechanic.
I want you to make sure that when you're driving the getaway vehicle, you can actually get away.
Maybe we should start doing something.
You're a goody two-shoes.
This is the story of 4 middle-aged men that go from zeros to heroes. Midlife crisis coming
That's a
soon.
mighty big accusation. You're a small-time punk. I usually don't do deals with parasites like you, but I made an exception.
Welcome back to Can I Kick It? This is episode number 26. I'm blessed to be sitting here with Hunter Mcintosh, who I met through a film group project. What was that called originally? I met you on, basically it was like a group chat online for local filmmakers. Chris kind of got me involved, my podcast producer, Chris Lucas, who's never on camera. He's a drunk, homeless guy.
He's mysterious.
Yeah, he is a mysterious guy. You often wonder what's going on in the Noggin area. What are you hoping to convey? Do you have a general thesis or like a theme sentiment that you're trying to portray with Are We Dead Yet? Or is it a broad net of humor?
I'm hoping there's something in it for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you try to keep it open as an artist, like open to interpretation?
Oh, yeah.
Interpretation.
Yeah. Not really so much this show. This show pretty much has a, like, we know where it's going, and then the audience pretty much does too. Well, in terms of what they've seen so far, they may not know what's coming next.
Right.
But yeah,
They know what to expect of their characters. So
yeah.
So the characters are somewhat flat in a way, and then later their depth will emerge.
We're wanting to do the full. Yeah, we got the full arc going, like they're pretty, like we said, pretty self-centered at the beginning.
Arc.
Yeah.
Story arc. Okay.
They're pretty self-centered at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then hopefully by the end of it,
And they're really button heads. The characters are button heads the whole time, but you can tell they're buddies.
Oh yeah.
So
And they've got their drug dealer in tow. With,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do they have weed with them while they're traveling?
No. We wanted it to be pretty, like, yes, there's weed in it,
Yeah. But
we
not
didn't-
just
we didn't
about
want, yeah, we
weed,
didn't
yeah.
want it to be about that or to be necessarily a stoner flick,
Yeah.
but just to kind of show what these characters are and what they do all day, and what
Which
they
is
do
not
all
much
day.
at first, yeah.
it's smoke.
So-
Smoke, play video games.
One of the main characters' girlfriend has had it up to here right
Oh,
at
yeah,
the time.
she-
Auspicious
she's done.
timing. Yeah.
She's out. She's had enough.
When you guys started making this, how did you meet to talk about it? Did you sit around a table? What was the method of communication?
Well, yeah, we first, I always just reach out on Messenger or
Right.
an email or something like that. And
So a
then-
group chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once I got the initial cast and the crew, then we set up a meeting.
What's that process like, casting? Do you feel pressure from it
Sometimes.
about judging people?
Yeah.
How do you approach someone when they're not good enough for the role or they're not the right fit?
Well,
Is it better to pull the Band-Aid off quick, or are we trying to be all inclusive and let everybody have a chance to learn and grow?
That's
tough, isn't it?
Everybody has an off day.
Yeah, that's true.
So when they send in an audition, if it's not necessarily what I'm looking for, I still keep them on file and I tell them thank you, and
You're looking
I'll
for
consider
potential.
them.
Yeah.
I'll consider them for something else.
Okay.
If
Right.
they fit the description, and then they can
Right.
send me a new audition for whatever.
Where do you
new
draw
role
the
I see.
line with people wanting to get involved in something that aren't good? They're just not yet. They're not. They could get there, like
Start.
depends
them
on the
out small.
project, right? Oh, you mean like an extra part?
Yeah, you can start.
See,
them out
that's the
small.
right attitude.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Like my thing is you may not be quite there yet to do this one
Yeah.
thing, but
There's
you can
no
always
other
start,
way.
You always start somewhere. I start,
Yeah.
with you when we met. I was doing the sound.
Yeah.
Like I was,
You were watching, observing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Really
You
absorbing
start
the whole
small,
scene.
and then I did Slate, and then I did. Now I'm
Yeah.
acting and writing and directing.
I got a weird angle of entry because I started with playing on stage a few times, guitar and singing.
Oh yeah.
For like talent shows or whatever, and then I've been I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. No, it's pretty obvious to everybody, but the podcast thing led me to acting and writing and everything all at once. And I wonder if there isn't more success to be had in people that are starting to make films as a writer, actor, sound, tech,
Yeah.
doing it all themselves. I think when you understand
There's always
that-
room for expansion.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And the more we meet people, I really like the vibes that we've got with me and you and Chris and Deshaun and everybody from Midlife. There's sort of a community emerging from the Lawrenceville, Vincennes area.
Indiana and Illinois as a whole has,
Yeah.
and even Kentucky, because Deshaun's down from Kentucky.
Yeah, Lexington, right, or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm actually not sure. Where
Check out
he's at.
Deshaun Kelly on Facebook. Excellent actor. He's gonna be.
Yeah.
He's in. Are We Dead
He's
Yet?
in Are We Dead Yet? Yeah.
Yeah, the boy's got a resume as long as Yeah, it's long. It's so long.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're telling a story, do you have a formula, like a precise formula, or does Devin come up with? You basically just have a big idea at first, right?
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. We either one of us has an idea. Could be either or we both come up with. Because
Yeah.
there's been plenty of times where we have actually both come up with the same idea or similar
Whoa.
idea, and great minds and all that.
Yeah.
And due to a similar experience or something. So then we just kind of work it in that way, So
Do you do a lot of like when we came for Are We Dead Yet? We got zombie makeup put on.
yeah.
Like it wasn't the best I've ever seen, but it was pretty damn good for just some local people.
She had nothing to work with either.
Right, exactly. Especially
she-
looking at my
she-
face.
She was last minute.
Yeah.
She showed up last minute for us. Thank God she saved us. Jade did. Jade's excellent.
Yeah.
She did some pretty good makeup for all she had was toilet paper and the makeup itself. That's pretty much all she
Yeah,
had.
and
a little bit of latex.
Jade's amazing. She was
We
involved
plan
in.
on getting her some prosthetics and actual stuff to work
Excellent.
with later on.
Yeah, that was
So-
going to be my next question. Like, how balls deep are you into this? You know, like
I'm all in.
yeah. What do you do for regular life? I mean, to income and such.
I was working under the table cleaning out rental property.
Right.
You know, squeegeeing basements,
Odd jobs
carrying
and
stuff out,
yeah.
bringing new furniture in, that type of stuff. You know, but now this is what I'm.
This is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like for most people, the only way to really make a go at it and make it in art, music, you got to dedicate all your time to it. Damn near.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like we talk about all the time. You know, we can't. Unfortunately, we can't have. Can't be a weekend warrior and get stuff done.
Man, I would love
doing stuff on the weekends
Yeah.
is great. You know, especially if that's all the time you have. And it's really difficult for me right now.
It's a labor of love, though. You know,
all that.
man, it's really fun. Sometimes it's hard when you're up all night trying to get the same take 15 times in a row.
It can take a while.
I'd like to encourage a lot of people to reach out to us at either Out to Lunch Productions or
Fleshed Out Films,
FOF, to get involved. You know, we're going to have lots of projects coming up. We can use a lot of people. If you want to send us in, what do you think, Chris? Like a minute-long audition video?
I mean, they can do that, yeah.
Out to Lunch Productions at gmail.com.
Yep.
Is that correct? It's
always looking for crew.
We'll put it on the screen right here or whatever.
Always looking for crew.
Yeah.
Too as well, you know.
And it's a great
Talent.
opportunity to learn.
What we really need is that we need an executive producer that has connections in the business.
Yeah, a distributor and someone to provide a budget.
Yeah.
You know, and to sink his teeth or her teeth into these projects too.
Yeah.
You know, to where they're they're willing to punch out some bankroll in order to make these things as good as they can be, as good as we know they can be.
After watching your pilot, I think you're really on to something, man. I'm not bullshitting.
I definitely wanted you to see it before we started.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be involved in it, and we've been talking about some possible plot threads for that.
Yeah.
And I've also got a couple other projects going on with Chris Lucas at Out to Lunch. But what do you hope to be in 10 years? Like, let's do a scenario. I love these scenarios. So let's say you've put out, I don't know, 2 or 3 moderately successful films, but you're in the game. You know, what do you see yourself doing? Do you want to move? Do you want to be in a more creative area?
Well,
like map it out. What house you living in? All that.
You know, it's weird actually. If the area keeps going as it is, because the film community here is growing.
Yeah.
And as long as it continues to grow, I don't see the need to move.
Indianapolis would or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. And you know, like I said, as long as it keeps growing, I don't see any reason to move.
Yeah.
But you know, who knows? In 10 years, I plan on being, you know, a couple features deep, and you know, I'm hoping Are We Dead Yet goes well, and hoping to be in some more projects.
Do you know much about? I'm sure it will. If you've got to stay dedicated. You know this. I don't have to tell you, but do you know much about the industry, the film industry?
I'm learning more every day. Yeah.
Are you afraid about getting swallowed up by like a giant company, or do you have any affinity for being independent? Where are you at on that?
To be honest, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of people that I would love to work with.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain projects and people that I would love to work on and work with.
Work under even. Yeah.
But
hopefully not Harvey Weinstein.
But you know, we're in the era of like remakes and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
And like
there is something to be said about that.
And reboots and stuff like that. So to be honest, I'm actually, I'd prefer to keep it small. I prefer to do more indie stuff, more character and story-based stuff.
It's
those are the best. I mean, you can't just have explosions and you know.
Those have their time and their place.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Michael Bay's great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I feel like that kind of gives people when that's the only type of movies they watch, it gives them a false sense of reality.
Yeah, then when they go to
even
watch
if they,
a movie with substance and story, you know, it's too slow or it's too.
It doesn't grab their attention.
It doesn't grab their
It almost seems
But sure that's what I want to make. I want to make stuff that
with heart.
Yeah, with heart and that matters.
And legitimate laughs. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're in an era.
Feels in general. All kinds of feels.
I started watching indie films when I was like 15. I was really depressed. You know, it was right when Netflix was kind of popping off. When I was like 15 and 18, I'd find all these cool indie films on Amazon or Netflix right when they started streaming.
Yeah.
And man, there's something that can be done with lower quality cameras and people who are doing it just for fun that Hollywood loses.
Oh, there's a heart and love to it.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. What would you say is your favorite
Hollywood
indie?
does lose that.
What's the most inspiring film you've ever seen?
Ooh. Well, I would say the one that pertains to what I'm doing right now, and I said this earlier, you know, anything Mel Brooks and Edgar Wright has done.
Yeah.
Like Edgar Wright has actually, you know, Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz,
Yes.
At World's End.
Oh, that's
Those
who
are
you're talking
huge.
about. You've got
Those
Red
are
on you,
huge.
mate. Yeah.
You've got
Dude,
Red on
that
you.
was one of the indie films I watched a long time ago. It got me inspired to make
that's
movies.
one of them. That's
Yeah.
one of them. That's actually one of my biggest inspirations.
And then you look at the story of like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, how those guys got their start. I've been listening to their podcast lately.
Exactly,
Actually,
they were a huge inspiration because they did that. You know, they did the pilot for
Public
that show
access,
for about
right?
$200.
Tom Green also started Public Access up in Canada, you know, and look where he got to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish there was a place to put shows on locally, but I feel like we're entering an era where that's kind of dead art, you know, because we have YouTube. But
all the streaming services.
Do you feel like YouTube is a problem because of the overwhelming numbers that you're up against, or?
No, not at all.
No, you think it's a benefit?
I think it's a way to get everybody's creativity out there.
Yeah.
For sure.
It is, even to the nth degree, you know, like kids that are shooting videos.
And there's anything you want on YouTube
or TikTok. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a lot. There's a lot of ignorant things
for sure,
saturating it for sure. But there's a lot of good things too on there.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of so working a factory job or any job around here at my class with a felony kind of limits your creativity because you're at a factory 10 hours a day. One way I get through it is listening to podcasts. Yeah. And a lot of these things I see my kids watching or other people who are watching, like, I don't know, Gold Rush or, you know, some of those mainstream cable shows, I feel like it's not doing what books used to do for people, you know, and our attention spans are getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
So when we're making movies like this, it really engages the watcher's heart. It gets them thinking empathetically, like what it's like to be in that situation, and it's more real life. Like your character in Are We Dead Yet is sort of like trying to get his buddies to do better. He's tired of his situation. He's fed up, and then the apocalypse happens, and he sort of grabs himself by his bootstraps and gets his buddies moving. And they sort of find who they are as real men because society's keeping us from being men, you know, natural animal humans like we should be.
That's actually kind of what, because even though he is still completely just as selfish as much as Ronnie is, but he, you know, there comes a time and a place where, he's gonna realize that, you know, that they need to do better. They should be better.
Well, he says that at the beginning. He says, you got to do better, man. His buddy's laying around with no job.
Yeah, like, come on.
Is that reflective of sort of your attitude?
He's the more empathetic kind of character, but is also still very, very self-absorbed.
Yeah. And
so he's kind of riding a line there.
And then Deshaun's character is real based on his ego. It's almost like 30-year-old men who are acting like teenagers still.
Yeah.
You know, like they never left high school.
Oh, yeah. Especially you know, Ronnie. He's sitting at home and he's drunk all the time, and he's watching, you know, reruns and back-to-back episodes of this and that, and he's
Seinfeld,
playing video games and
Do you think that this is reflective of yourself in your mid-20s, or is there an element of that?
Yeah. This is exactly who I'd be if I didn't have a family.
Right. When did you have kids?
I was I had my firstborn was born in 2017, and so she just turned 5 yesterday.
Yeah, my son's 6.
Yeah.
I feel this. We started at the same time. Yeah, that really brought me out of my selfish coma, you know? It's fun to sort of play with these movies and see who would I have been had I not
Yeah, these characters are 110% based off of and Devin. Yeah. If we hadn't, if we would have kept going the route we were going, and didn't have families, and we're on that reckless path for sure.
So, studios or people you work with, what can kids do? People that are starting filming, what can they get to start their filmmaking process? Basic cameras, editing programs. Do you have a guidance on that?
Well, I started small. I guess. I mean, as long as you're happy making something, you're good with a phone. You're good with a phone. And
Blair Witch was really inspiring in that regard,
Yeah, they had nothing.
They didn't have much. And it's just all about the power of your mind. And I think it's sort of a good exercise for your mind because there's a lot of things you need to think your way out of. Like, for example, this factory job. It's hard to deal with thinking this will be the rest of my life. I'm grateful for the job, don't get me wrong. But I need to get creative and think outside the box to get out of this lifestyle and do something I actually want to do.
Yeah, making a career out of something that you actually love is the goal, right?
That is the goal,
I mean, it stops being work at that point.
Yeah.
So, and it's just fun to show up every day to work.
Yeah, and you're more likely to put out all your energy that you can. As much, you're more likely to stay overtime for a no pay, because you're in it. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'd be willing to stay over.
Yeah.
For sure.
To finish that
it's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
You can't slack on it, so.
Well, man, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. I'm excited to talk about Are We Dead Yet after it comes out. Maybe we could do some commentary on it or something, and I'm really excited to be in it.
Deshaun and Jacob on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll bring Deshaun back, and we just wanted to let people know who Hunter Mcintosh is. He's an excellent filmmaker, super hilarious guy, creative, and a hell of an actor too. I
definitely try.
Are we going to try to get the viewers a clip of the show?
If we can't get them a trailer, I'm sure we can at least get them a clip.
Yeah, we could probably get a clip in there. Check out Are We Dead Yet by Fleshed Out Films.
Fleshed Out Films, yeah.
Coming soon.
Divorced, depressed, filed for bankruptcy, bank foreclosed on his house, moved into the woods, and over time he lost his only remaining possession, the greatest possession of life, his mind.
Dude, why the fuck are you staring? Why the fuck did you sit back here?
It's fucking Tuesday! Oh shit! Calm down, who's dead?
We're just stopping and hanging out and cutting up, and then there's just all this fucking blood, and then they run around the place and it's coming home down.
Tripping on a Tuesday morning, are we, Marcus?
Kurt.
Yeah, fuck that.
Okay, fuck you too, Marcus.
Well, fuck you! Is it gonna be like this the whole time?
No, don't worry. Okay, I plan on abandoning you very early in the process.
That's fucking shitty. You'd still be inside with stupid bitch up here jerking off together. Why the fuck are you stopping at a stop sign? It's a zombie apocalypse! Let's fucking go!
Alright guys, thanks for watching Can I Kick It? We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Maybe hang on the couch for a minute. How you been? What's up as a living? I wanna know, man.
Can I kick it?
Big thoughts, little talk, get in it.